morning once again, ladies and gentlemen, and to our sixth form boys. It is a privilege, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome you all to our annual speech day and matric farewell ceremony.
Mr. Dave Beta, our guest of honor, staff, parents, the sixth form of 2020, and boys of college returning in 2021. May I add my word of welcome to you all. My message today focuses on providing you with possible tools that will hopefully instill in you the stamina, resilience, fortitude, perseverance, and probably most importantly, the motivation to keep going through difficult times, as COVID is going to be around for some time. Know who you are. You need to know who your authentic self is. Take responsibility for your life. Determine your priorities. Persevere when life is difficult. I will now conclude with a poem by Donna Levine titled, "You Can Be Whatever You Want to Be." There is inside you all of the potential to be whatever you want to be. All of the energy to do whatever you want to do. Imagine yourself as you would like to be, doing what you want to do, and each day take one step towards your dream. And though at times it may seem too difficult to continue, hold on to your dream. One morning you will awake to find that you are the person you dreamed of, doing what you wanted to do, simply because you had the courage to believe in your potential and to hold on to your dream.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This morning, like so much this year, sees a slight change to our normal program of events. Due to COVID-19 and the restrictions thereof, we were unable to hold our annual Sports and Cultural Awards ceremony, a ceremony which celebrates the success of our top achievers in the co-curricular arena. The school took the decision this year to split that ceremony and present the trophies to our sixth formers at today's speech day, and then the balance of the awards for those in second to fifth form at the end of your prize giving. Despite the difficulties faced this year, I would like to commend our top sportsmen and cultural boys on persevering where they could in 2020. Regardless of the actual time spent participating this year, you still have made an impact on your sport or society and left it in a strong place, hopeful for capitalizing on in 2021.
Good morning, Mr. Lumen, special guests, staff, parents and boys. Today is a day that many of us have dreamt of, yet wished would never arrive. There's an indescribable feeling within these young men sitting here today, a feeling that only a college boy will understand. When we arrived at college, it was just another chapter in our lives, a new school, new friends, and more work. Over the years, we have realized how much the school means to us. We did not expect to walk in here as strangers and come out as brothers. It is often repeated how special the school is and how amazing the brotherhood is within it. But one needs to experience it for oneself to appreciate these amazing attributes. I overheard one of our first team props, Cholip, explaining to someone the other day the feeling of running out from underneath the arch. The way he described it gave me goosebumps. He explained the feeling of running through the arch onto the field in front of 1,300 boys and what it meant to him with such emotion that it left me speechless and overwhelmed. It was a true reflection of what the school means to us boys and how special it is. The colors red, black and white have become part of our blood. It's what we have breathed, cried and sweated for the past 5 years. The uttering of the 7-letter word, COLLEGE, leave other scholars trembling, but excites those who back it. This badge, it is engraved into our hearts and our souls, which make us one. All the arguments of whose primary school was better and where the day boys or boarders ruled, the shaking hands and sweaty palms of team testing, the sore throats on a Saturday after non-stop shouting while overalls are screaming, "Give it millies," and the goosebumps from head to toe at Friday night shouting. From the learning names and dodging sixth form to becoming the ones whose names get learned and who get dodged. All of these are just a glimpse of what we have experienced through these 5 years and the things that make us who we are today. Over our college years, some of us have lost people dear to us. Some have faced more challenging obstacles, and some have had near-death experiences. But we were never alone. We always had our college brothers right there beside us, supporting, encouraging, and helping us all the way. These are the men that have your back. They will carry you on their shoulders when you're down. These are the men that will take a bullet for you. These men sitting here today, they're not just your peers or your teammates, they are your family. Yes, we have had our differences, and yes, we do not always agree, but no family is perfect. Unfortunately for us, this year was extremely far from the matric year that we have dreamt of. Why us? Why did it have to happen in the year when we have finally arrived at the top? So many things that we looked forward to were denied in the end. Through all the challenges and setbacks this year, we have risen above them. There's a quote that says, "When the going gets tough, the tough get going." And that is exactly what we did. We stepped up to the plate and showed the people around us and ourselves that we do not back down when things get tough. This is the mark that we have left and the legacy that we will be remembered by. We are the class that the history books are going to get written about and the future college boys are going to get told about. I would like to thank all the parents, staff, and old boys for everything that they have done for us and for the school over the past 5 years, especially this year. The amount of work that gets put in behind the scenes to make college a better place for us boys is sincerely noted. We are grateful for everything that you have done for us. College would not be such an amazing and special place without your help and support. Being elected as head boy was not only an honor and a privilege, but a dream come true. Having to face different challenges and overcome them week after week would not have been possible without the help of my deputies, my prefects, my fellow sixth form brothers. Leading the school during lockdown was an incredibly challenging task, but I have learned so many life-changing lessons from it. I would like to thank all my family, friends, teachers, and boys that have provided me with advice, encouragement, help, and support throughout this year, and that helped me to be the best possible head prefect that I could be. I would also like to thank the Lord for blessing me with leadership capabilities and helping me lead this incredible school. My goal was to be a role model and to inspire those around me, and I hope that I have achieved it. I would like to wish all the prefects and sixth form of 2021 all the best and a successful year. To second, third, fourth, and fifth form, the future of college is now in your hands. We have done all that is in our power to take college to greater heights, and now we are handing it over to you. You have witnessed how suddenly a year can change without warning, and I hope that you have learned from it. Do not take your time here for granted and create great memories where possible. I also would like to thank you for being my fellow college brothers. Keep the things that make college alive and give us a reason to be proud of you. Always remember, don't limit your challenges, challenge your limits. To my fellow sixth form brothers, make an effort to take in this moment. Do you feel that feeling inside of you? I've tried to avoid the thought of not seeing some of you maybe for the rest of my life. I've tried to avoid the thought of 5 unforgettable years filled with laughter, tears, and so many memories that have finally come to an end. The sad truth is that we accept the fact that our time has come and gone. take a second and think of your favorite memory that you have made at college. Most of us have something in our minds that cannot be relived again. Never in my wildest dreams would I have thought that I could come to love a bunch of young men such as you as much as I do. But it's because we are brothers to the last fight, to the last hope, and to the last breath, and we will miss these walls until the very end. Unfortunately, the time has come to say goodbye and part our separate ways. But we can always come back to the place where our hearts will ever remain. I'll miss you, my brothers, and I wish you all the best, wherever you may be and wherever you may go. The red, black, and white will forever be our home. Bro Oris, focus. Thank you.
Time grabs you by the wrist and directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, and in the end it's right. I hope you have the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind. Hang them on a shelf and in good health and in good time. Tattoos these memories and this test goes on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. Something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you have the time of your life.
Tonight Good morning and a warm welcome to our guest of honor and to the Maritzburg College staff, boys and parents. Today, I have the single privilege of introducing our guest of honor, Mr. Dave Bitar. And as Mr. Bitar taught at Doon Heights Primary School for 2 years and taught at Clarence Primary in Durban for 5.5 years, a man truly dedicated to education, then took his path at Merkeston in July 1988 and took charge of the boarding establishment from Mr. Graham Waters. After serving as HOD and Deputy Headmaster, Mr. Bitar was awarded the headmaster position in 1997. He is the longest serving headmaster of Merkeston and retires at the end of 2020 after 33 years of service to the school. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dave Bitar.
Mr. Lumen, Mrs. Lamini, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen of Maritzburg College, I am both honored and privileged to be a part of this special and intimate occasion. With my impending retirement only a few months away, I've been thinking about my life and my career and the important lessons that I have learned and what could I pass on to you that you might well remember in 20 years' time. In life, we meet many people. Some stay for a short while, and others stay for a lifetime. They come into our lives and have an immediate impact upon us, which is immeasurable. Boys, gentlemen, you need to savor this moment, savor this time together. Cherish your brotherhood that you have forged. This is my first lesson. Celebrate the people who come into your life. The second one is be grateful. Be grateful for your parents, for your family. They're the ones who love you. They're the ones who've supported you. They're the ones who sacrificed so much for you. Be grateful to your parents. Be grateful for the mistakes that you make, for they have taught you the most. Be grateful for the trials and tribulations you have experienced throughout your life, in particular this year. It builds your character. It builds your personality. Be grateful for your critics, for they will keep you humble. And then finally, be grateful to your opponents, since it's among them that you will have to keep your head high. Lesson 3, you have not finished your education just yet. I know you are wise enough and mature enough to realize that you have not finished this. Life is a continual process of learning, growing, strengthening, and stretching your capacity to do, to love, and to give. Education isn't a degree. It's connecting and learning from different people of different ages and different stations in life. Lesson 4 is about a young matriculant, your age, concluded his studies, never knew what he wanted to do with his life. His name was Oscar. His parents agreed, Thomas, to a gap year overseas to find himself. We were discussing that a short while ago. After some time of wandering around the English countryside, a farmer gave him a job as a laborer. And the farmer asked Oscar, what do you want to do with your life? I don't know. So the farmer said to him, go out into the field and dig a hole on that spot. So off Oscar went and started to dig. A short while later, he came upon a dog's leash, the kind of leash we use to take them for a walk. After a little while, he found the remains of a dog. And nearby the dog was this leather, battered and beaten collar. And on the collar was a brass disc. And there was a name engraved on the disc. He cleaned off all the dirt and he looked at it. And the name on the dog's collar was Oscar. A perplexed Oscar called his dad immediately in South African and said to his dad, Dad, is there a message here for me? And his dad, after careful consideration, said to him, sometimes you have to dig deep to find yourself. My fifth point is stay your course, follow your dreams, and don't let anyone detract you from them. Stay your course. Standard 6, second form. I wanted to teach. A prominent lecturer interviewed me at Edgewood. The interview went well, with my rugby prowess as a scrum half preceding me and successfully answering all the questions about literature. I was confident. This is a doddle. I'll just walk into this place. When he asked me if I read the classics, I promptly replied, I read copiously. I read Louis L'Amour Western classics. And I was serious. I mean, Louis L'Amour Western classics, they're classic books. These Western classics could not be placed in the same category as one William Shakespeare, with the result that my application was declined, and I was devastated. But I stuck to my dreams, and it got me there, and I did have a point to prove. Years later, I was promoted to Merkeston as headmaster. In my third or fourth year, we had a grandparents' evening, and I had to give an address. I was just about to start standing at the podium, and a grandfather walked in the door, so I courteously waited for him. But at the same time, I had an amused smirk on my face. The grandfather was the same person who interviewed me, that said I needed to read Shakespeare, and without it, I would not get far in education. Oh, the joy and the euphoria of it all, standing on my stage, at my podium, and at my school. And I looked at him, and he just smirked, and I smirked, and I just shook my head and think, yeah, but. Lesson 6 out of 9, so it's not far to go. Being at a crossroad where there are decisions that you need to make that will change your life forever. I wonder where I would have been today had I not taken a call in June 1988. I was a teacher at Clarence Primary School in Greyville in Durban, the only male teacher, having done just about everything I could in the school. My wife is a Peter Maritzburg girl, and we were looking to get back to Maritzburg, and I was offered a job in an engineering company that years later went belly up. I wrote out my resignation letter, went to Miss Gilchrist, the principal's door, was about to knock on the door, and the secretary, Katie, said, Dave, there's a telephone call from the headmaster, the retiring headmaster of Merkeston, Mr. Roger Smith. Well, as they say in the classics, the rest is history. In about 2000, I received a letter from a Merkeston College old boy. It came from down under, Australia. The opening paragraph was dedicated to me. Oh, the joy, the pride I had. An old boy writing to me. But alas, the paragraph was a shocker. He told me that when he was at Merkeston, he hated me. I don't know why. But he thought I was extremely strict. He couldn't see sense in my politeness about discipline and manners. He disliked me for the way I insisted on being well groomed and having shiny boots or shiny shoes. Obviously, to him, I was irksome. I was genuinely gutted in my office, and I didn't want to read anymore. But I forced myself to read further. To my relief, the tone changed after the first paragraph. He had been promoted to Executive Financial Director of a prominent bank in Sydney. The remainder of his letter was dedicated to Merkeston and me. He acknowledged that his success in life was directly proportional to the love and the guidance he had received as a schoolboy. As you grow older and wiser, and you have more life experiences under your belt, what has been learnt at school stands you in good stead as you face the challenges and adversity that will come your way. My 8th and second to last lesson, which for me is very important: never be afraid to humble yourself and ask for help. Eric Clapton has been my favorite musician for as long as I can remember. I suppose his music and his lyrics resonate with me. He is regarded as the greatest exponent of rock and blues music, and some have referred to him as God. For most of his adult life, he remained in a drug and alcohol-induced stupor as he tried to find himself. He had everything his heart desired, but remained desperately unhappy and unfulfilled. Whilst at a treatment center for the umpteenth time, he suddenly realized how desperately unhappy he was. I quote from his autobiography, "I was terrified, in complete despair. At that moment, almost of their own accord, my legs gave way and I fell to my knees. In the privacy of my room, I begged for help. I had no notion with whom I was talking. I just knew that I had come to the end of my tether. I just knew that I had to get on my knees and surrender. From that day until this, which is over 20 years, I have never failed to pray in the morning, on my knees asking for help, and at night to express my gratitude for life. Before my recovery began, I found my God in music and in arts. In some way, in some form, my God has always been there, but now I have learned to talk to him." My final lesson, point for you boys. To be significant in your life, you need to devote yourself to serving others. I found out early in life that if anyone wanted to have significance in life, they needed to serve others. After all, that is why you've been placed on this planet. Debate, Mr. Marwick, has taken place as to why Mr. Holgate chose the combination of red, black, and white for the college colors in 1891. And I'm not sure if the Archives Committee have settled the debate. But for my final point, I beg pardon for having my interpretation of red, black, and white. The color red symbolizes strength, courage, and love. The color black signifies wisdom and prudence. The color white depicts faith and purity. These colors, gentlemen, and their representation form the very foundation of a life of significance. There is a surplus of human examples who have graced this school and who have lived a life of service and significance. And I take the liberty of providing an example. Previous headmaster, Mr. Dudley Ford, spoke of Skunk Nicholson at his funeral in this very hall on the 4th of March, 2011. And he said, and I quote, "Skunk's life was devoted to the spread of human understanding. His example and message were the temperings of justice with mercy, the overthrow of hate with love, of developing winners but never at any cost, on being tough on principle but kind to people, of embracing excellence and avoiding mediocrity, of drawing out the best in every person with whom we have traveled our life's journey. He talked with crowds and kept his virtue, and walked with kings and never lost the common touch. As you young men embark upon your life's journey, I ask you to embrace some of the lessons I have shared with you today. They are real and you will encounter them. Best wishes for your final push, and may your life's journey be significant and fulfilling. Go and spread goodwill, and remember that these walls will now echo to the cries of those who follow after you, and the echo of your names will be preserved in these stones. Keep and protect your school's good name. Thank you.
Good morning. It is very special for us to be gathered here this morning to celebrate the success of the class of 2020, who have had such a challenging year. This year has been a very different one for us all, none more so than our staff and our boys. To the academic staff, especially the subject heads and the HODs who have provided academic leadership, I salute your dedication, your readiness to embrace online learning despite the many challenges, and your commitment to doing what is best for our boys. To our sixth form, you have risen to the challenges in your path admirably, and today we commend all of you for your courage. It is my privilege now to call up the boys who have excelled. The Nora Cook Trophy for altruistic service to the school, Sifundo Manyati. A merit certificate and the prize for achievement in academics and sport, Ukail Naidu. A merit certificate and the prize for achievement in academics and culture, AJ Wesley. The top places in this form have been vigorously contested, and a number of boys have jostled for the top 3 positions since their junior years. The following recipient is an exceptional academic with a sense of genuine concern for the well-being of those around him. He is a loyal and committed individual who never gives less than his best. A young man with great warmth and maturity, he applies his strong moral foundation to everything that he does. A merit certificate, the prizes for Afrikaans and history, the Ollie Prize for History and English, and the Bidvest Waltons Prize for 3rd in form, Thomas Katzenellenbogen. Next is a young man who shows a strong sense of purpose in all that he does. He is level-headed and mature, displaying the important values of respect and integrity. In the academic environment, he is hardworking and driven. He works with precision and commitment, and he has reaped the rewards of his efforts. A merit certificate, the prizes for mathematics and physical science, and the Nedbank Proxime Accessit for 2nd in form, Matt Zankel. Our final recipient has distinguished himself as a natural academic whose intellectual ability, combined with his rigorous and meticulous work ethic, have rewarded him with considerable success. He is goal-driven, yet his humility endears him to others. A quiet young man who does not choose the limelight. Those who know him appreciate his wit and engaging sense of humor. A merit certificate, the prizes for English and life sciences, the Val Harley Trophy for creative writing, the first National Bank Prize, and the Levinson Trophy for the Ducks of Maritzburg College, Ishalan Maharaj. Congratulations to you all.